paradise online at landisbc.com. You're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN, WPN HD1, Burlington, Philadelphia, Beasley Media Group Station, broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, powering possibilities, where we're joined now by our man from ESPN, Adam Schefter. Shefty, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How we doing?
We're doing okay. I'm upset with a lot of people from the league that you cover. And I still remember when you joined us weeks ago talking about the Tush push, when this first kind of started, you made such a great point. You said, what, is Patrick Mahomes going to be banned because he's the best quarterback in the league? Would Tyreek Hill be banned because he's too fast and nobody can cover him? Unfortunately, Shefty, it seems like that is the reason why the Tush push is going to be banned. And it's because nobody can stop it.
It is definitely tracking to be banned right now. Like, you could just read the language or listen to the language from Roger Goodell. And I think that was always, to me, where this was going to go sideways, is you have some teams, and ultimately, in the end, the commissioner usually gets what he wants. Usually gets what he wants with rules. And if he wants that play to go away, and it certainly seems like he does, then it's going to go away.
The commissioner works for whom, Adam?
He works for the owners.
Okay, so he works for the owners. As of yesterday, now I heard NFL Network had said 14. They thought that they had 14 votes against the Tush push.
16.
Well, Jordan 16. Schultz said 16. I don't know. You had 16. Okay, they had 16. So that means he's only representing half of his constituency? He's pushing an agenda for half of his constituency when half the constituency disagrees with him? How does that work?
This is where it's at right now. It's at 16 votes.
That's half the league.
He's going to massage it, and he's going to work the owners, and he's going to get the votes he needs. Like,
why? Why? What is the agenda here for him? And why? And why would he be doing it for half of the owners, not the whole owners?
It's not like that. His job. He works for the owners, and
right?
His job is to represent what he does, what he feels is best for the league.
Now,
I'm just telling you, like, I don't think he wants to play in there. That's my opinion.
Yeah, but he has. The thing is that he's pushing an agenda, but he's not pushing it with any facts behind it. There's no facts to back the agenda.
Hold on. I agree, but here's the issue. That's not what we're talking about, John. Okay? There's no actual injury data that says that there are injuries on this particular play. Okay? I got it. Right? But let's look closely at what Roger Goodell said, and let's examine the language. I think there are safety issues being considered with the Tush push. We have very little data, but we see the potential risk. We see the potential risk. Somebody could get hurt. It makes a lot of sense to go back to the old rule prohibiting pulling or pushing ball carriers.
So why would they want to have more kick returns in football after telling us just the last year and the last 2 years that was the most dangerous play? So that's why they had to put in new kickoff rules.
John, as you were just saying before I came on, in life people come up with their own rules. They want to make things work for them. They represent their own interests and own agendas. Moving the kickoff to the 35 or the touchback to the 35 introduces more returns.
More player safety issues. So he's arguing player safety on the Tush push, which has zero data. Yet he's going to argue that we want more kick returns, where he just told us in his own quotes in the last few years that was a player safety issue and he wanted to make it less dangerous. So in other words, he's a hypocrite.
If you look at the data, the NFL is looking at a projected increase in the return rate from 33% last year to somewhere around 65% this year. So it should double, roughly.
Okay.
And they're looking for more returns, and they're looking for touchbacks to 35. And
because they don't care about player safety, so he's full of crap. His whole stuff on the Tush push, which has no data of injury, it proves that it's a full of poop argument.
Again, I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to disagree with you. You're right.
Okay.
I'm just telling you that they move the touchback to the 35. They're trying to increase the return rate. More collisions, more force. You're right. The commissioner, to me, doesn't seem like he wants the tush push. I think he and others think it's a boring play. I think they think it's just a boring play that doesn't belong in the game.
Now, does this open up a dangerous door, though? Because now it's just because of...
I don't like it.
I don't like it, right? That's what it's coming down to, right? It's just, I just don't like it. Now, it's a play that works. So, and I think about injury concerns. So you shouldn't throw the ball over the middle of the field because that's one of the dangerous spots. You're throwing a slant route to a small slot receiver that could get his bell rung by safety. That to me is more dangerous than the tush push. But if Roger Goodell thinks that's more entertaining than the tush push, I feel like that's a dangerous door to open up for any sport, where the commissioner could say, I don't like the way that it looks, so I'm just going to get rid of it, despite it being a successful and strategic play.
Look, you guys are pissed off about it. I got it. I understand. Again, people make rules work for them. They apply what they want to apply. And in this particular case, I believe that there are people in the league that are jealous of the Eagles' success. I believe there are people that can't duplicate the Eagles' success. I believe the commissioner and others don't like the play, and I believe the play is going to go away. I'm not telling it's right. I'm surprised that it went this way. I did not think that was going to happen. But it gathered up momentum, and I believe those people had the support of the commissioner, and I don't know how he's going to do it, but he's going to find the 8 votes he needs to get to 24. I'm just telling you.
How does it? Okay, how do you believe? What is the offer teams that seem embedded? We've seen the words this morning. Teams are dug in one report I've seen. Teams are embedded in their belief that it shouldn't be banned. So what is the commissioner going to offer them? Or do something? How do you move somebody off of an opinion that you're going to move 8 teams off of it?
Especially some of these teams that are on the record.
Yeah, where do you move? What does the commissioner offer them?
You know, we're going into a process that I don't have answers to. Okay?
Do you have a theory? I'm not asking you. I'm not asking you.
How about this? How about changing the kickoff rule the last time? And none of the coaches wanted that. And the coach, there were numerous coaches that didn't want it. And the coaches would have to play golf at the owners' meetings. And by the time they came back, the rule was passed. How'd that happen?
I'm asking. That's what I mean.
A couple of cocktails.
Is something being offered? Is someone getting their palms greased? Because the whole idea that the commissioner is he's so involved in this issue, this annoys him so much. It clearly is.
No, hold on. And it's not to defend. It's his job to be involved in all these issues. That's his job.
His job is to facilitate it, Adam. His job is not to come with an agenda and then jury rig it so he gets the answer he wants. That's not his job. His job is to be. He represents 32 clubs. He doesn't represent 16.
His job is to do. He reports to the owners.
Okay, 16 of them feel his way.
But his job is to do what he believes is in the best interest of the game.
Now,
not what you and I believe, what he believes, okay? So let's be very clear about that. So he believes that play doesn't belong in the game for whatever reasons. Safety, competitive advantage, doesn't like Jeff. I have no idea. He doesn't like it.
Now, will you bring up on I'm a big NFL Live person. I love those shows. Will you bring up the fact that he's a complete hypocrite on this kickoff return thing?
I'll leave that to you, John.
Okay, here's the problem is, Adam, none of you guys are calling him on this. None of you guys.
That's not my job. My job is to present the facts. I have no problem saying that. The league is inviting more collisions by basically moving out the return, but they don't want to. Look, they have data that I haven't seen, John. I could tell you, I had lunch with a team yesterday, an owner and a president. Okay. I'm sitting at lunch, no horse in the race, no.
Okay.
They were talking to me. We're talking about the tush push, and they were saying how. They think that they're trying to get out in front of it because there's not a lot of data, because it's not run that much, so you don't know the rate of injury. But they believe that their players are at added risk with the pushing and shoving in there for somebody to get seriously hurt. And before that happens, they're going to get out in front of it and ban the play. This team would have no skin in the game. That's what they said to me. I'm not telling you that.
I got you. But see, Adam, I'm going to tell you, I believe it always was the role of journalism to bring facts to the table and say, well, you're telling me this. Well, then what about this? Why would you be pushing this?
Well,
because that doesn't make sense.
I was not during the press conference yesterday. It started at 4 o'clock.
Right.
Which also happened to be the time that NFL Live started. My job is to be on air and
Exactly.
and NFL Live. I could not be in that room. And by the way, I hadn't thought about it the way you presented it. So if you had asked me, I could have asked that question yesterday. I would have asked that
And
question.
I believe you would. I do believe from your quality of your work that you would have if you had the opportunity and that was presented.
Now, you mentioned skin in the game. Obviously, the Buffalo Bills are one of the teams that have skin in the game because Sean McDermott has been one of the more vocal coaches against it. However, they run it the second most. And it's not the Eagles run it 100 times, the Bills run it 2 times. The Bills ran it over 50 times over the last 2 seasons. When it comes to this argument about player safety, and then Sean McDermott will go on the record and is on the record saying if it's not banned, he will use it next season. Mm-hmm. Isn't that hypocrisy? Isn't that hypocritical to say we think it's bad, but we're going to still run it too with our high-priced quarterback, very well-known quarterback, and it's a boring play, blah, blah, blah. If the Bills are on the record saying they would still use it, doesn't that kind of hurt their argument?
Well, if the play is available to be used, you're going to use it. I mean, that's the way it's going to be.
But he's on record saying he's worried about the players' safeties, and then he's going to use it the very first game?
So his players in the locker room are saying, Coach says he cares about our safety, but he really doesn't.
Well, again, couldn't you say that for coaches probably worry about the health and safety of their players, to your point, crossing the middle on a slant route. They probably worry about the health and safety of their players on a kick return. That's an inherently dangerous play, a punt return. These people coming down and trying to take off somebody's head. I'm sure the coach is worried, but they're not going to not apply the play or run the play because that's the sport. I mean, I don't know. Boy, this is a whole philosophical discussion.
damn right it is.
It is.
Now, and that's the way life works sometimes, right? What am I going to tell you?
Real quick before we let you go, because I know you're really busy. Jeffrey Lurie on the record yesterday saying that Nick Sirianni is going to get his contract extension. We're all expecting it. But do you have any idea of maybe terminology? How many years could Nick Sirianni get?
Well, it's going into the last year, right? So John Harbaugh had 1 year left, and the deal went through 28, so 25, 26 years. My guess is they would tack on 3 more years, is my guess.
Okay.
That's good. I don't think anybody's going to complain about it.
Fair enough. Schefter, listen, man, we appreciate it, and we'll talk to you again next week.
I think you guys missed an opportunity to do your show live from the Breakers.
I would have loved it.
So that you could have attended the press conference.
I would have loved to have done it.
I got to tell you something. I don't know who dropped the ball there, but knowing that the Tush Push, fine, you know what? Hold on. You guys need to attend the May meeting in Minneapolis.
I'll tell you this.
I'm in.
I'll be there at the Mall of America.
Hold on. It's in Minneapolis. It's in May. It's a quiet time on the calendar. The Sixers aren't going to be in the playoffs. Baseball hasn't heated up. I have no idea about the Flyers. Are they playing well or not?
No, they're not.
No, they're out.
They're out.
Okay.
They just fired the coach because he was too mean.
Okay, hold on. So you need something, and you, John, you need to represent the interests of your city and your listeners, and you need to ask the questions that you're asking me so the commissioner can answer them at the press conference.
I hope we've got some people listening in the offices. We'll gladly be there. We will gladly be there.
This, by the way, is a layup.
It is a layup.
Damn right, Schefter.
It's a layup.
I love that.
I love it.
We'll send this audio to the Beasley family.
We are sending it right now.
And maybe we'll see you in Minneapolis in May.
By the way, let's get a sponsor, and maybe I'll come in.
Yeah, that's it.
There we go.
Live from the Mall of America.
As long as the check clears, baby.
As
long as the check clears, we can make this work,
Thanks,
Schefter.
Adam.
Thanks, brother. We appreciate it.
There you go, buddy. Take care.
You guys have a great day.
Thank you,
There
buddy.
is Adam Schefter on the Comcast Business Hotline. Brought to us by Landis Block, your very own jaw-dropping backyard paradise. Online, landisbc.com. I'm sure some management's jaws just dropped.
I'm telling you right there, it's a layup.
We didn't say it.
And there's nothing like May and Minneapolis.